I got them, they were crying. I put them in the boat and they were crying.
A heart-wrenching sight as a boat full of elderly, several wheelchair-bound, finally made it to safety. Complete strangers banding together
They got room in that truck
to make sure some of the most vulnerable flood victims made it to dry ground.
I'm the one that got them, no problem.
But around every corner was someone else in need.
Can y'all go get someone for us?
Yeah, where are they?
That's the voice of Pastor Ed Colbert. He lives in Griffin Place.
In the entrance, it's 6 foot deep.
While his home takes on water, he launches a boat from his own front yard to save others.
When people need help, they just need help. That's it. The neighbors, that's what neighbors are for.
Janet says she woke up Wednesday morning with water in her front yard, and it never stopped rising.
Ready for this to end.
Her family and their pets found refuge in the pastor's boat and made it out unscathed.
Oh, thank y'all so much. I didn't expect this to happen. Never in a million years did I expect this to happen. So, yeah, thank y'all so much.
Also in need of rescue was Jefferson County Constable Earl White.
I've lived in Beaumont my whole life, and I've never seen flooding like this.
But it didn't take long for White to jump into action himself.
And now I'm going to pitch in and get my other neighbors out as long as we have to. We'll do what we have to do to get them out.
Citizen rescuers vowing to keep going back in until they're sure everyone is safe.
You know, we're gonna go back there again, make one more run and see what's going on, you know. I don't know what's gonna happen. The water just won't stop. It won't stop raining.
In Beaumont,
I'm gonna get you in a minute.
I'm Courtney Shoneman, CBS Austin News.
I heard this kind of fizzle noise, like a kind of fizzling.
It's a sound all too familiar for Ken Vault, who lives a couple homes down the road. His home struck by lightning just 2 weeks ago. So when he heard that noise again...
Well, I went back up in the attic with my fire extinguisher again. I said, what are the odds that could happen?
Except this time, it was a neighbor's home on fire.
But then when I looked out the back door, I saw smoke. And then I yelled to my wife, call up 911 quick.
Oh, man.
By the time fire crews got to the house, the flames were out of control.
Problem is that the lightning strike hit apparently at the top of the ridge line of the roof, and then it caused a problem from there because it started working down in the attic, and we couldn't access it to get up into it.
5 family members were inside the home when the lightning struck.
This neighbor is like 25 years old. I've talked to people who've lived here all these years. And they've never seen anything like it.
52 years ago, Mopac wasn't here, but John Trube certainly was.
I'm disgusted by the whole mess.
The longtime Austinite has burned through lots of gas and all of his patience with this latest improvement project.
We're sick of the taxes, we're sick of the delays and the overspending and the overschedule and the excuses and the BS they keep shoving down our throats. Tired of it.
And there's no telling what John will think after this weekend.
We're expecting significant travel delays on southbound Mopac.
The spokesperson for the Mopac project only needs 3 words to tell drivers what to do from late tonight through early Monday morning.
Just avoid it.
From 2222 to Infield Road, southbound Mopac will be reduced to just 1 lane. So a drive that took us 8 minutes this afternoon could potentially seem endless.
We're doing everything we can to get the northbound open by late September and the remainder of the southbound open by sometime in October.
John isn't sold.
Why should we have to suffer because of their screw-ups?
The Mopac express lanes were originally scheduled to open 2 years ago. John thinks it's payback time.
I would suggest they would give us some credit on our accounts, on our toll tags, for the inconvenience and just the sheer madness they've caused our community the last 2 years. I know they'll never do it, but it's worth the ask, right?
After what happened in November, just hearing this sound scares the family in this house. Court documents filed Wednesday say this man, 25-year-old Michael Liras, was selling a phone on OfferUp, an app where users buy and sell things locally. Angela and Liras agreed to meet at her North Austin home. When we met to talk with Angela about what happened, we learned she can't.
I had tumors in my face.
She told us throat cancer keeps her from using her voice. So with the dry erase board, she wrote down what happened when Liras showed up at her door.
I felt my heart in my stomach.
Court documents say when Liras arrived, 2 other men were with him. She said the two ran inside and stole thousands in property and cash that she saved for Thanksgiving dinner. Angela said Liras kept her from going back in her home as it was being ransacked.
I will hurt you. He said that to you?
She said the loss of the material things didn't bother her, but what did was seeing one of the men push over her daughter with autism while stealing from the home.
I felt guilt because I'm supposed to protect her.
Public record in Williamson County shows Liras has been charged with over 25 crimes, including 5 previous theft convictions. Ever since that day, Angela is afraid to answer the door.